It was the end of a busy day. The engines had been working hard. They were pleased and proud. Except Henry. He was feeling ill. Thomas asked. Hissed Henry. But Emily saw that Henry was leaving a puddle of water behind. She was worried. The next morning, the Fat Controller arrived. Cried Thomas and Percy. Henry watched the engines puff away. He didn't feel well. He was leaving water everywhere as he chuffed towards the coaling plant. When Emily saw this, she was more worried than ever. Then Thomas and Percy overtook Henry. Percy tooted. Henry chuffed miserably. Teased Thomas. By the time Thomas and Percy reached the coaling plant, they had a naughty plan. Added Percy. The yard manager agreed. Meanwhile, Emily was talking to the Fat Controller. Replied the Fat Controller. By the time Henry reached the coaling plant, Thomas and Percy had already left. Moaned Henry. Said his driver. Henry chuffed and puffed and pulled his long line of trucks. Encouraged his driver. But it was no use. Henry ground to a halt. Just then, Emily arrived. Moaned Henry. Henry's firemen uncoupled the heavy coal trucks. Emily changed tracks and then hooked up to Henry. Wheezed Henry. Emily and Henry puffed into the docks. Said the Fat Controller. Then he spoke to Henry. Thomas and Percy felt ashamed. Said Thomas. Added Percy. Said the Fat Controller sternly. Whispered Thomas. Soon Henry was mended and back at work. Said Emily. Poor Henry.